Hello everyone and welcome to the final season and the final part of how Aston Villa became the greatest club in the world, probably in history after looking at the trophy counts and re-looking at all of it after a little while. So, I accidentally fluffed up. We only spent 6 seasons at Villa. A 7th season and 8th season we spent at a different club trying to rebuild a new club. So that was going to be the big surprise, is that we don't end up staying at Villa because at the point of the 7th season, well, you'll see the Champions League final, you'll see the tie against Barca. There's just no competition with any other teams we're playing against on this difficulty. I didn't want to raise it because I didn't want it to be a Master League where I do really well and then unfortunately I get sacked at the end of the season because I raised the difficulty. So I just wanted to show you some highlights, of course, from the 7th season, a compilation of that. We'll have some showing of our players and all their accomplishments, the big key stars, kind of near the end of the episode, as well as the Champions League final lineup and the final Champions League finale of our career as we finally score a header there, as well as how the league ended up shaping up by this 6th season. So this season was a 25-26 season, 6 seasons into PES. And I'll just go up first, starting with a key thing to show our lineup. So, the beginning of the season was how Aston Villa's lineup was in the 2020-2021 season. By the final season here, we had this lineup. We had Meisler, the goalkeeper for Leeds. He's up to an 86 overall. We had Thiago Silva regenerated into an 85. We had Upamecano about an 84-85. And Lamptey was an 88 overall by this point. Brandon Williams was about an 84 overall. So our defense on average was probably about an 85 overall. And just a quick disclaimer, this final season we switched from our 3-back formation the mid-seasons, so about 4 and 5 we played a 3-back. This season we switched to a 4-5-1 to accommodate a new signing we ended up getting that you saw in the first part. So yeah, we ended up getting regenerated Iniesta, who played a cam position. Our CDM/center mids were Julian Brandt and Declan Rice. Our right mid was Dani Alves, who regenerated and was about an 83 overall. Declan Rice was about an 88. Brandt was about an 86. And then Tyson came in as a regenerated player too, really quick, really fast. Brilliant player. He ended up taking the role of Jack Grealish this season, so he ended up taking the left mid position. And then Wayne Rooney up top. Tyson was about an 81 rating, and then Wayne Rooney was up top at about an 88, 89 overall at center forward. So hit an amazing lineup by the end. And so a 4-5-1 formation. Our lowest overall player was Tyson, about an 81. Which just goes to show how brilliant we made this team, because I think when we first came to Villa, their highest overall player was about an 81 overall. And it wasn't Ollie Watkins, it may have been actually Jack Grealish. It was an 81 to 83. And then here's some of the key players we had on the bench. We ended up buying Pedri this season as well, as you can see him there. So Pedri came as a signing and came off the bench. And then before I left, I wanted to give them extra firepower, so that it'd be even harder to beat this team and make it more of a challenge. So I had them buy Phil Foden, Ferran Torres. Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember if Foden, but they bought Casemiro, who was kind of older. They bought Kevin De Bruyne. They bought Pedri, like I said. I didn't get to play with Bruyne because he hadn't came in yet. He was coming in the summer of 2026, so the 26-27 season. Casemiro I played with. He was brilliant. And then Ferran Torres I ended up buying, I think, instead of Phil Foden. Or both, I honestly don't remember at this point. But yeah, I just wanted to also put in perspective how many trophies we won. So, Pep Guardiola's era, just to put in perspective, Pep Guardiola's era at Barcelona, he won 14 trophies. He won 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Club World Cups, 3 Spanish League La Liga titles, 2 European Super Cups, 3 Spanish Super Cups, I think 3, 6. I'm missing something there. but let me just check real quick. 1 second. So he won 3 Spanish Super Cups, 2 League Cups. So anyways, I couldn't find it exactly, and it's hard to switch in between tabs, but he won 14 trophies. To put in perspective, we won 26 trophies. We won the FA Cup every single year we were there, so 6 years running. We won the Champions League 4 years running, from 2023 season to the 2026 season. We won the Club World Cup every season we were in it. So for 3 seasons, we won the Club World Cup. We won the Community Shield, I think, about every season we were in it. So it would have been 5. We won the Premier League 5 years in a row. So that's kind of why I ended up leaving, because I was winning everything. I didn't want to raise the difficulty. So it was kind of boring after a while. If I wanted to make it interesting, I had to sell players. And I just didn't want to do that. And all the players that I came to the club and built an affinity towards were gone. And by this point, in that lineup, there's not a single player that actually played for Villa that first season that's in that lineup. That just goes to show how well we rebuilt this team. Obviously, we had Jack Grealish on the bench. We had Ollie Watkins on the bench. We had Rakitic, who came in the first season in the January transfer window, on the bench. But it just goes to show how well we built this team. So another perspective I wanted to show you was just kind of because in PES it's kind of cool. I forgot to mention too, I think it showed it. This is a Champions League final, obviously, against Arsenal. But the key match that made me decide it's probably done is when we beat Barcelona 7-0 in one of the ties. And I just realized this team is too good. If I wanted to do something, I'd have to make them all like 75 overalls or sell everyone, and I can't do that. I want to leave and try to beat this team. And yeah, that was the decision. But yeah, like I said, I was going to show you the final season players. So some of the key moments for this final season was by Iniesta. His nickname became Bello de Norte. Bello de Norte, maybe. He was the assist leader of the Premier League. The tank, Julian Brandt, was brought in too. He ended up being traded to Man City for De Bruyne. As you can see, United and Chelsea. Arsenal was not as good as they were usually. United and Chelsea were our biggest rivals. El Barone was what Brandon Williams was called. And then, let's see, we also have the Prophet, was Wayne Rooney. El Metronomo, Monty Cash. Monty Cash was still here too. We also bought an old João Cancelo, who is about a 75 overall nowadays. Let's see, the Dragon was Ollie Watkins' final nickname. Mr. Intelligence was Jack Grealish's nickname. And El Diablo was Eze's nickname. And yeah, that was kind of the final season wrap-up. So I will tell you that we ended up leaving Villa, and I wanted to go to a team that just got promoted. So the only team that just got promoted that I wanted to try was Sheffield United. So we ended up signing for Sheffield United as their manager for the 26-27 season. I have highlights for that. And if I decide to continue this showcase of how Pep Guardiola's career kept going, I can do that for you guys. Again, there'll only be compilations and me talking about it. These are obviously meant to be videos, just Friday videos where I talk about the season and how we did and having fun. Because it's still a career mode where I still play with my father, so I try to keep it that way. So it's not always the most consistent or the quickest, because we just play it every now and again. But yes, I did end up going to Sheffield United. They just got promoted in the Premier League, and I already went through a season and a half. And in that first season, we left. Greg Berhalter became the manager for for Aston Villa. Kept the 4-5-1 formation at least, and they are a juggernaut, literally a juggernaut. They're so good. When I'm playing by myself, I can tend to beat them. But it's very difficult because of how good they are as a team. And so what happened this season is we ended up losing recently in a game against them because Wayne Rooney scored 2 goals. So yeah, it'll be difficult, and I want to make it. So my goal is that we keep building this team, so I keep having difficulty, or keep having teams to play against that are really hard and make the game harder than having to raise the difficulty. So yeah, if I do decide or you guys want to see it, I will make that Sheffield United video. But besides that, this is how Aston Villa became the greatest club in the world. 26 trophies in 5 years. 6 years. I would say that's pretty amazing. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you later.